July 3rd. Beautiful day, which I'm not surprised. So this is it, the last day, right here in Roswell, New Mexico. So like I said, it is a beautiful morning. Everybody's like gone. Everybody's leaving out today. I'll be leaving soon. In about an hour. Just had breakfast. And wow, like I said, it's been a freaking amazing time. So now we head back to Arizona. It's going to be a long trip in the car. 9 hours approximate, maybe probably more with stopping. So we probably won't roll into Arizona Mesa maybe 9 o'clock tonight with the stops we're planning. And yeah, it's been awesome. I can't even say enough. It's kind of a weird thing because when you leave, now I've been here twice this year. Um, it's nice. It really is. When you meet all the people, just gathering up again, like we do in Pine Bush, and just seeing that it's like seeing old friends, old faces, and seeing new faces. Um, it's just awesome. Um, I think I need to. We may be back sooner than late, rather than later. We'll see how everything pans out. But I'm already thinking 48 hours from now, I'll be on a plane back to New York in 48 hours. And now the next 48 hours are going to be in freaking sane because I have to. This is a crazy trip. What's up, Bob? It's a holiday weekend too, for us in here in the United States and in Canada. I mean, Canada had Canada Day on Saturday. We have our 4th of July tomorrow. Now, tomorrow, like I said, today, I have to go. We have to take that trip all the way back to Mesa. Then, once I get to Mary Ann's house, I could do it in the morning. I have to make my potato salad. I already made the hot dog onions. So, probably a good sleeping night in Mesa tonight. Because I was up to what, 2 streaming last night? That wasn't necessarily a good idea. I have to get up now at this time to pack, do the typical things you have to do in the morning. Um, and then tomorrow, Mary Ann's going to have, a lot of people at her house. There's going to be a lot of MUFON presents. There's going to be a lot of people there. And then to go to bed kind of early, to get up at 4:30, to leave by 5:30, to be at the airport by 6. Yeah, it's 8:30 here. And then it's going to be so bizarre because my flight leaves. Yeah, Bob, my flight leaves at like 8:30. It's a 5-hour trip, but with the time changes, because that's Arizona, that's Pacific where she is. So add 3 hours to the 5 hours. That's 8. I won't arrive in New York till 4:30. In the afternoon with the time change. And like I said, then I got an Uber driver that I already have his contact to pick me up and take me to the car garage, which is like 20 minutes from the airport. Hop in my car and then drive an hour and a half north to my house. So I have a carry-on only. I'm already packed. I just got to put my charger in my suitcase, well, my carry-on, and I'm good to go. Um, so, my gosh, and I am not kidding. I'm not gonna unpack, maybe a little bit, just to give my mom her stuff. I'm not gonna really unpack until Thursday morning. Um, yeah, right, Bob? No, I don't plan on. I can't because I'm gonna be tired Wednesday driving home. Even though the benefit is it's gonna be daytime, it won't be nighttime, but it'll be the middle of rush hour in New Jersey, which is a freaking nightmare. Um, so if I roll in at home, if everything goes to plan, 5:30, I should be home by 7:30 Eastern Wednesday. All goes to plan. Within a half hour of arrival, after I say hello to my husky, who's gonna go absolutely nuts. I'm gonna have to take him for a walk immediately. My husky he will jump on me. It's like he wants to lick me. It's that love, and I've got to give him that affection, because he's gonna go nuts for about 15 minutes. Then I'm gonna walk him. After I'm done with that, I gotta make sure my computer, Skywatcher Command Center, is working properly. I've got to contact the other producer for KGRA, get all our shit in a row for me to take the station for Thursday. Now, Thursday, thankfully, is not a nutty night to work. Friday's my nutty day. It's like 10 hours of producing. But at least Thursday gives me that little cushion to unwind and come down. But I'm going to tell you this right now. On Wednesday night, Bob, you know what I'm going to do. I'm going to play music. I'm going to stream. I'm going to have a good time Wednesday night. And it is going to be a party night because I'm going to celebrate being home in my house, going nuts, being home again. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. What's up, Heidi? Oh, it was a hard working weekend, I can tell you that. I did 16 interviews. 16. So yeah, it was a hard working weekend. But the nights were fun. Hanging out at night with KGRA, Warren, Jimmy, Eric, Marianne. Marianne is the best. Hung out with Travis a couple of nights. Tom Reed a couple of nights. Don Schmidt from the museum 2 nights ago. They're wonderful people. They are cool people. Let me tell you something right now. If you ever shake Don Schmidt's hand, be prepared. That man has a grip of iron. The iron grip, and he won't let go. He's quite a strong man. Just the fun at night, like I was saying last night at Applebee's for 4 nights while I was here. Applebee's is like, personally for me, my destination to go hang out because it stays open late. It was right near the hotel. The convenience of it, I don't have a car. It's not like I'm driving. So I'm able to have a few drinks and then walk back to the hotel room. It was very convenient and safe. Just a great time here. And considering it's over. What's up, Roman? To think that it's over already and mission accomplished. And that's a great sense of satisfaction. Now, if I could get a good signal, I should have brought my MiFi. I won't make that mistake the next time. I'm bringing my MiFi so that I can have a great signal no matter where I am. Because I would like to be streaming today. I could try, but I don't think it's going to work. Because when you're in the middle of nowhere, I would like to stream the array that we're going to stop at. The satellite array like you would see on TV, like SETI, when they have all those dishes lined up. We're going to that today. We're also going to cut over a canyon where it's like 3,000 feet down. They don't even recover vehicles that go over. It's like that. That's what we're driving through today. They want to show me the scenic route. So it's going to be a hell of a trip today. So I would so far say that this trip, out of 5 stars, 5 stars. Hands down, 5 stars. What's up, Ian? I think I said hello to Roman. But like, I was saying this the other day. There's no place like home. I don't care how you live, where you live. That shit don't matter. Because your home is your kingdom. I cannot wait. Even though I had the best time here, now that it's over, now it's like, let's go home. Let's go. I'm done. Dude, Roman, forget about stretching my feet. I did a lot of great work here. Every time you go on these trips, it's like you have a list of objectives. As far as objectives, A plus. A plus. There was a lot of people that were speaking here. And I interviewed them all. KJRA is going to have like 5 hours worth of content for the members area. Hey, that's how much interviews I did. 5 hours at least. And it's like that. You know something, Rabbit? It's like that. I'm ready for the interview if you are. Because then you got to put the mics on. They got to get all their camera, adjust you in the seat, make sure everything is focused. It's like being on in a set with the cameras, the audio. It truly is like that. And then you go over any points. What can that kind of thing. Kind of questions. What would you like to discuss? Anything specific? I nailed it. I fucking nailed it. Everybody was saying I did killer interviews. Because Heidi knows, some of you know, I'm really good at asking questions. And I go in, of course, I go in prepared with bios, what their discussions, that they would, their presentations. I don't go in blind and unprepared and just walk on with somebody and not know their backgrounds and, like I said, what their presentations at Roswell were. You can't do that. That's stupid. So I already knew. Roman, wait. Now this has to be edited. There were 3 cameras. It's going to take some time. So I can't even say they were all fun interviews. I know people, whatever they want to think of Nick Pope, it was fun sitting down next to Nick Pope and interviewing him. And that interview goes on for like 20, 25 minutes. And you're going to see, I got Nick really thinking about the questions I was asking him. I'm always respectful. And I'm not going to throw somebody under the bus. But I'm not going to sit there and not ask silly, and ask silly softballs. Some what people want. People want to ask questions the questions they would want to ask in here. So though, you're respectful, and that's another thing. I'm not doing an interview like every other person that says the same shit over and over, redundant like hell. We've heard it 100 times kind of deal. You understand what I'm saying? That's not me. Wait till you hear the Ben Hansen one. You've never heard Ben say what was discussed yesterday. Why? Because he looks at the camera and says, this is now, I'm going to say this, and this is exclusive. Based on the conversation we were having. Ben he's very quiet, but he's also, when you're sitting down and having a conversation with him, he's brilliant. And funny. He's brilliant. He did great. Wait. And I'll just say it like this. In early June, Chuck Zukowski went to the second site, and they found something. They went last Thursday, and they found a lot more in the same area. I held that shit in my hands during the interview. They were in vials. I can see them. You're going to see it. I was like, if this is really material from a UFO, UAP, whatever it is, this is badass. There's a lot of flies here, though. The mosquitoes are the problem in New York. The flies are the problem here. In New Mexico, in Roswell. Oh, my God. I'm getting hit with like 1 million messages while I'm streaming. So, it was bizarre. Yes, they all do contribute in their own way. They do. And Ben knows it, and it's a really interesting interview with Ben Hansen, because we both refer to behind the scenes, the discussions that we have. And that's what I keep telling people. Behind the scenes, the discussions that go on are incredible. They're not made public. And I'm going to tell you another thing. Everybody, I ask so many questions about Grush. Now, again, you never know what's going on. You just don't. Everybody I spoke to says Grush is the real deal. Not one person, not one, said that this guy's, even John B. Alexander, who doesn't say much, he'll just simply say, I don't know. Jesus Christ, these flies are driving me nuts. Said that Grush is the real deal. Everybody's saying Grush is the real deal. And I'm telling you people, Grush is not the only whistleblower that you're going to hear or see of. He is not. And when these hearings happen, because they're going to happen. Oh, they're going to happen. When these hearings start happening, it's not going to be just one person there. They're going to... Congress is so pissed. They are. And the funny thing, they hardly ever work together on things. You know how partisan bullshit happens all the time? This is not a partisan issue. This is bipartisan. Look how beautiful it is here. This is a bipartisan issue. This is going to be interesting how this all comes out. So, the Navajo Rangers, two incredible gentlemen. They're both retired now. They're going to be at Marianne's house tomorrow for the barbecue, because they're close friends with Marianne and her late husband, Don. Everybody I spoke to, like Roman said, they have different perspectives, different areas in the field, whether they're researchers. But then, on the flip side, I interviewed Guy Malone. Guy Malone has a book, and I have it in my suitcase, that has a totally different opinion about what happened here in Roswell. So it's not just about what you hear, like the possibility of a UFO coming down, crashing. But then I also interviewed Graham Rendell. He was here from the UK. And we spoke about the Foo Fighters and all the different cases that happened in the UK. Um, and he's a great researcher because he's not making claims. He gets documents. He does the work, and he's got a big thing going on soon. More stuff. And it's great to meet the people that you see behind. Like I said, like if I'm producing a show on KGRA, that was the big joke, Marco. You have no idea. The Builder Chicken Man. You have no idea how that was crazy here in Roswell. It was. I don't like being the focus of attention. That's not the way I am. They were making me the focus of attention. These, I don't want to say efforts, in a good way. I'm sitting there and I got people. So you're the guy who had the last piece of chicken, and they were smiling, joking, and walk away. It's like, what the fuck? Um, um, yeah, the Texas Roadhouse. But I'm gonna tell you, Marianne has the video. Warren has the video. They filmed it. Of course, they filmed it. It was Marianne's idea. Um, so riding on a saddle like it was my birthday, and the whole fucking restaurant is going nuts, and some woman is yelling at the top of her lungs, and then it's 3, 2, 1, yeah, whatever the hell they did. I was like, oh my god, what? But to experience that cultural thing that it happens out here, out west, is the most amazing. I will never forget what that was like for the rest of my life. It was that unbelievable. It was freaking awesome. Let me tell you too, the people who are in the out west are very friendly. That southern hospitality, the western hospitality, is impressive. It's unbelievable. Now I'm like, see, I could fit in right away here because I'm a sociable person. I say hello to everybody. That's just the way I am. But I could live out here. There's no question. I could easily adapt to living out here, even with the heat. It's a little too laid back for me. Um, and it's so. The beautiful thing is, it's so much open space. I would like to get a house in the middle of that open space, away from everyone, off the grid, because there's a lot of places here that are so off-site. They don't have electrical power. They're solar. They're like off the grid. But I would love that. The beauty is amazing. Seeing all the cactus and you don't even, you have no idea how hard we were laughing at times at a restaurant. And Marianne said some shit like, I said to Warren, it's almost 10. We're going to go back to the hotel and have some White Russians. And then Marianne goes, it's 9 to 10, right? Isn't that a little late? Because I said, we're going to be there tomorrow. And I'm like, I don't know. And she's trying to ask me something, but I don't know what the fuck she's trying to ask me because my mind was in a brain fog and it just kept going over and over. And it was like an Abbott and Costello episode. And it was just laughing so hard you hurt in a restaurant. Now, you know I'm loud. So can you imagine this commotion in a restaurant? Matter of fact, yesterday, we were laughing at the table, all of us, Marianne, Warren, Jimmy, Eric, and I. We're laughing about it, normal, like just laughing. When they pulled that stunt with the happy birthday with the saddle, I was hurting so hard that I thought I was going to have to go to the hospital from laughing. I couldn't even breathe. We had such fun, crazy, awesome times this weekend. It's the best weekend I've ever had going somewhere. So I guess there's different narratives for everything that goes on. And I got some exciting news to announce for this station, hopefully in the next few weeks. Let's put it this way. I can't talk about anything until it's finalized. But a lot of good work all around got done here. So we'll see. Oh my God, Heidi's leaving. Now remember, there's folks, and you're going to hear about this quite a bit about all these conspiracies that are out there, unfounded conspiracies. But there's a lot of shit also that goes on in these conversations. A lot of fear porn, a lot of misinformation, disinformation. Be wary of that. It's just like anything else. Nothing. Well, that's not necessarily true. More people might be coming forward. There's, there's nothing incredible happening. But it all depends on how they're going to roll this out. This, like, everybody says, oh, they planned this. Fuck yeah, they planned this. Yes, they planned this with the whistleblowers. Hell yeah. They had to. Because they had to get all their ducks in a row with Congress. You got to remember, Grush was behind closed doors and classified meetings with the hand up. So if he's lying, he's going to jail. Going to jail. But there's other people involved here too. What might happen, how it gets ugly, there may be criminal charges coming. Criminal charges may be involved here. Because of what's going on. So remember, they're not just going to dangle one guy who's been, and here's the other problem, and I had conversations about this. When you're a whistleblower and you come out, you know you're going to have that bullseye target right in the center of your chest. People could come after you. They're going to try anything to find out your background to discredit you. That's the nature of the business. When you're a whistleblower, when you're a whistleblower, you're pissing some people off, obviously, if you're a whistleblower. You're pissing some people off. And people within government, not exactly the people that you want to have as enemies. So now other whistleblowers, and it takes a lot of courage to come forward and do shit like that because you know you're going to be a target. I don't care what scenario you put this in, any context. You are going to be attacked. And Marco, that's actually connected. The Rubio thing that you're talking about, it's not actually because it was before Grush. It all involved the whole crash. Grush is just one of a few. That's why I just said it. And I've been telling people, if you pay attention, it's not just Grush. I know Rubio made a statement while I was here in Roswell. I didn't read it. I don't know. I've been telling you people this. I've been hinting it to you. Pay attention. I don't talk out of my mouth to get hits or to be popular or to be famous. I don't do this shit for that. So, yeah, Marco's right. There are other people involved. Now, and I even brought this up in my interviews a few times about this deep state bullshit, the conspiracies, and how I don't want to give away too much, because I don't want to. I want to save it for when you guys see it. The problem is this, and I said this a few times, even if they come up with the most unbelievable transparency material, the country, even in the world, are so splintered that it doesn't matter what you come out with, because half the country is going to say it's deep state, it's conspiracy, it's the cabal, it's the globalists, it's the whatever. Now, and I'm just going to say it, Ben Hansen made a great fucking point. Think about COVID. Think about the messaging during COVID on both sides of the aisle. It caused so much confusion to the public that the public didn't know what to believe, even though the one side said COVID is nothing, the other side thought it was the end of the world. Think about how mismanaged, regardless of what you think, whether you're, oh shit, my alarm, regardless of where you stand on the issue, how it caused disarray, financial issues, economic, social. Now, think about what if disclosure were to happen and the preparation involved, and that the same shit is going to happen. You're going to have all sides coming out with all kinds of theories. Now, remember, let's just say, because there's going to be so many questions, not people are going to say, well, what the fuck? That's why the main consensus here, and I was asking a lot of questions, is it's going to be a slow drip thing. But you might say disclosure will never happen. Not necessarily true. Because if they know it's inevitable that it's going to come out, they have to prepare the public with a drip rather than hit them all at once, because then it's going to be like, you lied to us. And you've been lying to us forever. Can you imagine that kind of scenario? In this culture that we live in, with splintered groups politically, they have to figure out a plan on how to approach this. So when people say disclosure is never going to be done by the government, not necessarily true. Because if it's inevitable that evidence is going to be presented and this shit's going to come out, they have to be in control of the narrative. And you know what they're going to say? This is what they're going to say. This is what they're going to say. We cannot be responsible for what others have done in the past. We apologize to the families out there, to all those that were lied to. It's going to be similar to like what you deal with reparations. And they're going to say, sorry, try to smooth it over as much as they can. Okay, we have information from such and such to present. They're not going to take responsibility for the past. They're going to say that was prior administrations. They're all dead. We have nothing to do with what they did. Watch what I tell you. So people don't think that the government will not ever admit to disclosure, because the consensus around is that it can happen. And like I said, people are going to believe whatever they want, deep state, agenda, blah, blah, blah. I understand it. I get it. And I am very skeptical myself. But when you hear so many people saying the same thing from different angles and perspectives, and the conclusions they're reaching, people, you see, this is the problem. The public is so misinformed and uninformed that they speculate so much outside the box, especially they connect it to the political state. Whether you're a Trumper or a Biden person, it becomes political. And that same political standing drips over and goes over to this concept. And that's why I kept asking that. This is going to be a problem if this ever were to come out. Even if you have hearings, you're going to have the public from so many different angles of mistrust from their own, whatever their beliefs are. It doesn't matter if there's, generally the whole public is going to be like, we don't believe this bullshit. You're not showing us anything. You're not being transparent. But the one side, the conservative side, is really, their base is really going to say, this is deep state. This is agenda. This is globalist. This is the cabal. How do you convince those people, if you're being truthful, that it is the truth? Never. That's the answer. Never. So thus, 35 to 40% of the country is going to say, this is bullshit. So, and the Democrat side, they're going to come at it from a whole different angle too, that this is bullshit. They're more going to be like, well, if this is happening, where's the evidence? We need to see the evidence. And another problem is, if the whistleblower proves to be false, I'm telling you right now, Congress is walking away from it. They're not going to want to be associated with this. So the other side might be like, well, let's be more transparent. Let's start declassifying. Let's do this. Biden's got the executive order to declassify, and then it goes through other things, but it starts at the executive branch. This is very complicated. This is not easy. So, and we have to be realistic, because politics is going to be a big part of it. A big part of it. False flag. This is all part of a psyop to bring the globalists together to control the world under one umbrella. You know that's going to be part of the narrative. Guaranteed. And I don't blame people, because we have such mistrust and distrust for the last 20 years, 30 years. I would say it really started, it's been going on for a long time. Iran-Contra, Reagan, Clinton, George Bush with the whole Afghanistan, Iraqi thing, Obama, Trump. All of them are questionable from any perspective. They're all questionable. People say, well, Trump was great. He added $8 trillion to the debt, more than anybody in 4 years. All breaks for the one percenters, thinking that they were going to trickle that down to the people. No, they put it in their fucking pockets. They didn't reinvest. So it's been a mess for decades. And it's only getting worse with the divisiveness and the divide of the country and the people. I've never heard, like I've heard now, like people using civil war and all this. I never heard that growing up. So we are in some serious times, and why I'm mentioning all this is disclosure. Why would you would definitely be hesitant to actually put anything else out there that's going to cause even more chaos in this country. That's the flip side of it all. Why would you do it in these times? But I honestly think if Trump was reelected, is the Republican side eager to, and there are Republican senators, people in Congress that want this information out too. And that's the one thing, that's what I say about this. It's bipartisan. But you have to have a certain person in the executive branch in control that is going to be willing to do that. Now, I don't think Biden would do it. I don't see it happening. Not under Biden. I see it happening under Trump. If Trump is reelected, I see it possibly, maybe, happening. This is going to be, folks, you may not believe it, might possibly come up as a campaign issue as things get more serious and more information comes out to the public. Do not be surprised that this may be one thing brought up, never brought up before, in debates. National security, Chinese balloons, adversarial threats. They're not going to say aliens. I don't think so. Later, Marco. So this is going to be an interesting way how this all comes out. And they're not going to show you much unless they shock everybody and put something out, even if it's one thing, declassify it, and a classified thing, and declassify it and release it to the public. Canada is also in on this. The UK doesn't want nothing coming out. They are not in on this at all, from what I've heard from speaking to people. They want nothing to do with it. So I can't read the freaking comments. We don't have a third party strong enough to vote. I know the independents, but the independents are a power in this country. But independents are still a D or an R. They still are DNRs. An independent, there's not many truly independent independents that think that way. Whoever put that comment about third party, you might think there's 30% independents that make up this country, but they're not. They're not truly independent. They still have a D, they lean D or they lean R. They just go under the guise of independent, but they're still a D or an R. More R than D. So don't let that fool you. What's going on? That it does super suck. Now, another thing. That's Marianne. Hold on. All right, I'm back. Hey, oh shit! They're not gonna say alien. They're gonna say the new phrasing is non-human. They're not gonna use the word alien. Don't get that alien thing out of your heads. No extraterrestrial. They're not gonna use that. UFOs went to UAPs for a reason. There is a new narrative out there, folks. It's called non-human in origin. Get used to that, because that's what you're going to hear a lot of. Non-human. That's going to be a phrase you're going to be hearing a lot of. Non-human. Let me put my cigarette away. The narrative is going to change. They're not going to say extraterrestrial because of the source. They don't know, I was out here, you're not going to believe it. There were 2 DOD guys out here. They revealed it to Eric because they slipped. Eric was out here. There was a group out here when we got back from the hotel. From Applebee's at 1:30 in the morning, Saturday night. There was a group out here. And they were asking us some really weird questions about lobbying, creating our own labs for testing, doing stuff on our own, hiring lobbyists. They were coming from a whole different angle. They slipped to Eric. They were DOD. Isn't that fucking crazy? They have people, you hear the rumors that they have people. I gotta go upstairs, getting ready, because I think Marianne's getting ready to pick me up. You always hear about spooks being at this stuff. I think that's factual. I do. So it was kind of strange what was going on here over the weekend. I wish I gotta go upstairs and talk to you all. Ian, I get it. You live in a country where disclosure is definitely not, they don't want to discuss it at all. Zero. Why? Because I was told, like I said, I ask questions here when I'm surrounded by all these people. I would question it too. But I always tell people, when you're an inside person like I am, privy to a lot of information. I was talking to Bryce A. I'm telling you. Okay, we all have different, and that's great. But from my perspective and the information I have access to, this is going to be interesting. Wait till the hearings start in the fall. They're coming. And before that, you're going to hear they may release stuff to set it. More whistleblowers may be coming forward before the hearings to set the stage. I want to read all the comments because I'm going to sit here, charge my phone, The phone's got to get flipped. I got to get a chair. I want to read your comments because it's hard in the... All right, now let's see. I'm not having it, but that's my opinion. That's fine. So, and you know what? That demonic thing is a big that's been happening over the last 10 years because Christian groups have been releasing documentaries and their opinion that people that believe in extraterrestrials is part of a new religious cult and we're dealing with demons. And some of these people that have experiences, you have to take everything into consideration. Demons is a big narrative. It is a big part. But is that part of a fear porn agenda? For the balance of religion. This is why people say, oh, a lot of people will be able to accept it. But that's people like me that are involved in the field. The regular public has no idea. How are they going to react? Especially if you're a very religious, this is going to be really, really, really bad in a lot of ways. Financial, social, political, militarily, religiously. There's gonna be okay, and please be open-minded. Please be open-minded. Take the information in objectively. Don't be quick to judge it's anything. Just try to look at it at face value without all the conspiracy shit. It's hard to do. I get it. But just try to look at it at face value. Try to be objective and open-minded. And truly, and it's really difficult in the times we live in, truly try to look at this that way. Because remember, we are being manipulated and controlled and pulled in so many different ways to divide us. I think all of us here are truth seekers. It's not that they're supposed to have been here. It's just tech and rich fucking people to distract us. What if you're wrong? What if you're wrong, Ian? You cannot say for a fact that what your opinion is true. No way. Like I cannot say that aliens are here and we're interacting with them. I cannot say that. Nobody knows the real answer yet. I would be an idiot to say that that's the case. You know what I mean? So we can have an opinion about it. That doesn't make it a fact. You know what I mean? Just like what I say is my opinion. It's not a fact. I held pieces of supposed unknown metal in my hand during an interview. They're saying they found this at the crash site. Doesn't mean that it's fucking alien. We don't know what it is. It could be part of an experiment. It's not a weather balloon with braided material. This is something different. I could show you a book right now that would blow your mind. That says it was Nazi research and technology that they were working on. We took it. I wish I could grab my book. That's a great. You cannot. You have. I'm not going to say anything. You could come in. You could come in. Yeah, I'm about to check. You're good. Okay. I'll be leaving like in 25 minutes. Let me see if I can get the book quick. Okay, right here. Here's a perfect example. Right here. Guy Malone's book. This was a craft that the Germans were working on. Now, the Arnold, and this is to your point, Ian, which this is why it's a valid point. This is like a B-wing. Look at this. I don't know if you could see this. Look how far back this shit goes. Look how far back. This is in the 40s. Triangles. Delta wing. See that craft on the left? That's what somebody drew that they saw. It could be ours. This was what the Nazis were developing. German flying wings. These are real documents. Right here. These are real documents. This is what the person that witnessed this, I don't have my reading glasses is. I think it was Arnold. I forgot which one who this. Yeah, Kenneth Arnold. He claims to have seen this. That looks a lot like what the Germans were developing. So what I'm saying is, they could have been testing what they, after the war, remember it's 47, what the German scientists, the Nazis that were here, they were not supposed to bring Nazis to the United States. The president did not want us to bring war criminals, but another agency did. The agency that would be known as the CIA prior brought them in anyway to develop things. So this is where I'm going to Ian's point. Yeah, it could be simply ours. And if those pictures are from the 40s, working on Delta Wing, shit, it's been going on all this time. Boomerangs, triangles, people see. It's in the book. Actual documented stuff. And then remember the little bodies they claim to have found? And the craft? Oh, check this out. This is a really good book, by the way, for the alternative theories. And this is a good one. Again, this is what Arnold, this is the Arnold description. Look at the Nazi one. That's the Nazi one. Look at the piece here. Look at the piece here. Don't they look similar? Hell yeah, they do. This was written as what this was described as a craft. Look, this is the Nazi design. Looks a lot like those sketches, huh? This goes on and on. Even the Die Glock, the bell. Roswell and the Reich. So, it could be ours. Now, the Germans did a lot of genetic experimentation with children. Horrifically, whatever it is. Look at this. What if they used these type of children that were genetically mutated and they used them to test with on these craft? And one crashed. So think about that. A flying Delta Wing that they were working on, that the Germans were developing, and they put these experimental children on them. And it crashed. Small bodies were recovered. And the composite of the metal, the aluminum alloy. So that's the flip side. It could just simply be ours, period. So this is why, like Ian, his opinion is also backed with some documentation and facts. That's why I can't discount shit. And I would never. Because there is that high probability that what we're seeing is simply ours. Let me put this back because I got to get ready to pack. If you want to see a different spin like that, look up Guy Malone. That's his book. Let me see if Marianne wrote me back. Okay, nothing yet. So, let me see if anything's going on in chat. Hold on. Yep. Okay, you guys are chatting a lot. Okay. Oh my God. Exactly, Ian. Who can say for a fact? What did V say? Vatican. You'll see the reptilian. Holy shit! I didn't know that one. Scales and all, lizard people. Really? They've been talking about that with the bloodlines with the lizard for fucking forever. Yes, that craft does should look familiar to you. Marianne, I'm leaving in 15 minutes, so I gotta leave here in 10. Let me see what else is going on. The Nazi belt, paperclip, yes. The Glock. Depends how you pronounce it, yep. Hanging a little. Yeah, Ben. Bro. Isn't that what a Russian did? Bill with Roswell 47. See, you guys are making great points. No. Because we're not talking about G-forces right now. This wasn't about G-forces. This was testing to see if these craft could work with humans on board. Yeah, they might have used it to see what the effects of the G-forces would. Could you imagine if they were using genetically altered children? I pray to God that that's not what they were doing. But when it comes to this kind of shit, you just don't know. Von Braun, if not, so you got us to the moon. Oneness of fake alien invasion, correct. Same familiar, you can't discount anything. All these theories. Yes, that's another great point, Roman. That a lot of this is rooted in the slivers of truth. No, the call didn't kill the stream. Again, on the flip side, you hear so much that something happened here with aliens. I just showed you something that says contrary, that it was Nazi recovered tech that they were working on, but they didn't finish. We swooped up like the Russians and South America, by the way. Let's not forget about the South America thing. See, now, the way all of you are talking right now is the way you all should be thinking about it. Outside the box. Take it all in. Think of all the possibilities. Now you guys are focusing in the right way. That's how I think. Not to say that you should all think like me, because that would be fucked up. You don't want to be inside this head. That's for damn sure. But what I'm saying is, be open-minded, be objective, and have that balance of all these different things that are possible that could be going on, because this could be nothing. This could be exactly what Ian said earlier. The military-industrial complex trying to have the edge, as they always want, over everyone else. And this has been going on since World War II, definitely, and possibly beyond that as well. But I think World War II was the trigger. And the German scientists were a trigger. Can you imagine if these weapons would have been developed, if Hitler would have listened to his generals, and I may not be talking the way I am right now. on some of the shit that they were developing. And before they could complete it, the war was over. And we took it. And they developed our space program. Rockets. Even helicopters. In so many areas. Well, Russia, the Russians. A lot of stuff came out from World War II technology that was being developed by the Germans. Exactly, Ian. Exactly. The jump was after World War II, and it has to do with Germany. The link is there. So this technology, that's wrong. These ideas, these concepts that the Germans were working on, their scientists, not necessarily the tech, because it was not developed yet, but the ideas, the concepts were there. The designs, the schematics. Do you understand what I'm saying? And then Russia and us took it and then used their scientists to help keep the programs going that they were working on, and then we developed it ourselves. And ever since that point, we've evolved and made it better with our tech as it grows over the years. So fuck yeah, everything that we see could simply just be ours. New propulsion technology. Yes. And you know what? If you're a rational thinking person, the possibilities is the case. But you can't discount that little sliver that we're dealing with something else. That's the best way I could put it. Because remember, can you imagine if that is in the equation that they found craft that were not of Earth? That's a game changer that adds a whole new element to it. Where it came from, I don't know. A distant galaxy or something within our Milky Way, or from an interdimensional source, or from the fucking future, I don't know. But if it has happened, that's game changer plus 10. So we have to think about everything. But based on some of the shit, it's most likely ours. The Tic Tac, I've been saying this for a long time. The Tic Tac was definitely ours. That's no fucking UFO. That's ours. They were testing it on a non-live drill with the the Nimitz group. Because they knew it was non-lethal. There was a drill. It was not live munition. And they said, okay, we're going to play with them. We're going to see how they react to this thing. Perfect time. Let's see what they do. Let's see how they deal with an unknown object of this kind. They send out the jets to investigate. Recon, satellite, radar. How do they react to something like this? Do you understand? And on the face, they're going to put out a certain narrative. This whole UFO thing could be part of a cover to what they're really fucking doing. It all could be part of, like I said, I'm not a conspiracy person, but that's not saying I don't think outside the box. It is necessarily, I would call it more a theory. I don't like using the word conspiracy. I would call it more of another theory, is that this could be all part, like somebody said, I don't know if it was Ian, a part of a distraction to throw people off the trail, the scent of what's really going on. Absolute fact. And we'll get into this more as time comes out. Yes. So again, what all of you are doing right now, V, Ian, Roman, whoever's here, this kind of discussion is the healthy discussion we all need to have regarding this topic. Everybody in this chat just now made some incredible, valid points. That's the kind of conversation I want to have. Not, we can all speculate. We definitely all have our opinion. That is our right as an independent human being, and our values and the freedoms that we have, that we should have always. Um, so, you know what I mean? This is what we need moving forward. Now, don't ask me this when I've had a couple of coronas or, a little PPP from the alien. But right now I'm focused. I'm up in the morning. I'm here. When I'm streaming at night, it gets crazy. But that's hangout time. But this was work time. And I talked to so many people, and the information is still processing through my brain. It's like overdrive. But listen, I'll try to stream from the dish array. Yes, it is. Conspiracy theories is fun to talk about. The past, things that have happened that we all question. Like JFK. There's so many. 9/11. Let's can go on and on. It is interesting to talk about that too. The conspiracies behind it. Because like I always say, Flight TWA 800 drives me nuts. That shit drives me fucking nuts. That's one of my conspiracy theories that drives me nuts. But it's fun to talk about it. But we have to be serious about what's going on right now, and throw away all the, I would think, more extreme conspiracy theories. We have to throw that out because it just sounds so nonsensical that everything is an excuse when it's deep state. It's this, it's that. Stop. Stop. Every time something comes out, that's the card they use. The deep state card. The government card. Well, I don't want to say that. I take that one back. But that there's like this is complicated. I don't have the time. There is government agencies working within the government that are fucking black, and you can't touch them. That's why Grush had a super clearance that congressmen can't even get access to these classifications. So yes, there are levels within government. That's fact. But I hate when everybody, for everything these days, uses the deep state card. For everything. Not everything is. Could it be? Possibly. But stop. Because it's just causing more distraction and insanity. We need to get to the truth in a rational way. And talking like we just did right now is the way we do it. Not by jumping to extreme beliefs and all that. We have to really, really focus in on what's going on in a logical way. Do you understand? And I'm not saying that there aren't conspiracies out there, because they happen all the time. All the time. That's due to corruption. That's due to all kinds of things. I'm not saying that there aren't. But I try to come more centered to deal with things, not that. Because if I'm like this, I'm never going to get here. I need to be here. I can't be here on either way. I have to be here. So you know how they say somewhere in the middle lies the truth? That's a saying for a fucking reason. Anyway, I gotta go. She's coming in 10 minutes. I love you all. Have a great rest of your day. I'll try to stream if I can. I'm trying to charge my phone. It's not helping while I'm streaming. And have a great day. And for those here in the States, enjoy your 4th of July. And I'll be streaming by tomorrow. Anyway, love to all of you. I've got to pack up and get the hell downstairs. See you all soon. And love you all. Bye.